Hello and welcome to Good Day SA. In this episode, I will provide a quarterly update on our annual priorities with particular emphasis on our new strategic plan, which we call 25 by 2025. For our heart of the moment, you'll have an opportunity to see pictures of our Eastside barbecue. Enjoy! With regard to our first annual priority, diversity, inclusion, and belonging, we have made a decision to expand this vision to diversity, inclusion, equity, and belonging. This came about for a variety of reasons. One of the pieces is that we got really good feedback from LEDA HR that by adding the word equity, it would really strengthen the work that we're doing in this area. While we have elements of equity woven through our vision statement, this also just makes a stronger claim. There are several of us that have been participating in an equity workshop over the past year, and this was also reinforced there. What's happened beyond that is that we have shared the report with our collaboration team, which is our administrators and our executive team. And this coming fall, we'll be sending out communication to our whole organization that highlights our areas for growth, as well as the areas of strength for service alternatives. We plan to have a plan in place around diversity, inclusion, equity, and belonging by the beginning of 2024. This work has been slow and steady, and it has also allowed us to sustain things. It has allowed us to integrate pieces that we have learned in small ways, and we're looking forward to taking the next steps. A second annual priority for us is responding to employee feedback. As you saw from the email I sent last week, we have continued to make progress on responding to the feedback we received when we did the start, stop, continue conversations with all teams last fall. A variety of teams, including each strategy team, as well as service areas, as well as organization-wide teams, have been able to make decisions that help respond to some of that feedback. While we received some feedback that's simply beyond our means or beyond our control to address, we received quite a bit that we were able to work with, and we continue to work with, so thank you. If you do not participate in the question of the month, I really encourage you to do that. It takes each employee less than 1 minute each month to respond to a unique question. This is something we're doing to continue to get feedback from employees. As you have an opportunity to participate in either a focus group that might come your way, or the question of the month, or a survey that's sent to you, we really appreciate your participation. We are continuing organizationally to respond to the feedback that you do provide. It's really a two-way street for all of us to work together to continue to strengthen SA. Thank you for that. Our third priority is to continue to focus on hiring. The great news is that we have more employees than we did at the beginning of the year. For some teams, this means there's less of a burden for overtime. This helps both employee energy and also helps budgets. For other teams, it's allowed us to grow. It's allowed us to provide more services to individuals, families, and organizations. Thank you for those of you who have continued to refer people to service alternatives, and thanks to all of you who have been involved in improving our hiring processes. Our fourth organizational priority is continued connection and engagement with one another. As you will see in the heart of the moment, we recently enjoyed a great barbecue on the east side of the state and have the west side barbecue coming up in August. More and more teams are continuing to do potlucks together, continuing to get clients together for outings, and trainings are continuing to be more and more in person. This is all fantastic. There are also more individuals coming into offices, and we're continuing to find the best balance between being in office and also maximizing the value that comes from Zoom and doing things a little bit more remotely. There's a lot of productivity that comes from both, and the sweet spot is something we're still trying to figure out. Thanks to those of you that continue to participate in all of our SA programs, whether it's SA Value Award programs and nominating a coworker or participating in SA Happenings. SA Happenings for me is one of the things I look forward to each month to be able to see what's happening out and about at SA. Our final organizational priority is to officially launch and communicate our new strategic plan, and we have done that as of the last week. Our new plan, as you saw, is called 25 by 2025, and the idea behind this plan is that by the year 2025, 25% of our revenue will be independent and or self-sustaining. What this means is that we will be able to set our own rates. There are certain pieces of work that fall into that already. That includes things like right response, private pay, mental health, as well as the technical assistance contracts and the work we do under that where we can set our own rates. What this means is that we want to minimize the dependence we have on certain contracts It allows us over time to imagine being able to pay more, to improve our work environment that we want to, and continue to strengthen service delivery. It allows us to be more independent in our decision making and to make decisions that we think are really best for all of our employees. It's exciting, and it also is big. What this means for all of us is that it means continued focus on strengthening the work we're doing now. Our ability to do that is highly dependent on the quality of work that we do, on the quality of the way we treat each other, and on the quality of our systems. We have 3 specific strategic pillars that we base this on, and 3 specific teams that are focused on these areas. Those teams are our people team, our products team, and our systems team. In brief, our people team is really focusing on strengthening a variety of things that we have for employees to have the resources they need. It includes things like a career development program. It includes things like establishing something called the SA Way that we'll be launching later this fall. For our products team, they're really focused on a product incubator. They're focused on by identifying better ways to know what work opportunities we can pursue and researching things that we should be following up on. It also is a team that's focused on the metrics. So how do we know that we're at 25% of self-sustaining revenue? The third team is focused on systems. That's focusing on systems that employees have to do our work the best possible way, as well as focused on systems that our customers use that help them access our resources. All of this comes together in a variety of different ways. It takes each of us every single day doing our work to focus on our vision, mission, and our values. That's what gives us legitimacy to do things like create programs like Elemental Leadership or Right Response or Informed Response. And then it takes others of us that are focused very specifically on these 25 by 2025 growth goals. As you saw from the communication that I sent in the past week, we have displays that are going out to programs that show, and actually to offices, that show and highlight the strategic areas. There are teams that various people can be involved in, and you'll see opportunities over time through our gig marketplace for you to be specifically involved in pieces. For now, I encourage you to pay attention to what this means. What does 25 by 2025 mean? In what way are you involved? In what way does this involve your particular role and your particular career path at Service Alternatives? For our heart of the moment, enjoy seeing pictures of the Eastside Barbecue. It was great to connect with one another, to enjoy amazing street tacos, and to play some fun games. I encourage you to attend and to make sure you RSVP for the August barbecue that's happening on the west side in Snohomish at Swans Trail Farm. They have an amazing petting zoo, all kinds of games. There will be food. And again, it's just a great way to connect with coworkers that you may be new to you, those coworkers that you get to see every day, but it's a different environment. Enjoy.
All right, everyone.
Happy anniversary!
Woo!
Thank you for joining us for this episode of Good Day SA. I do want to share that I will no longer be doing monthly messages. As you know, I started doing Friday messages at the beginning of COVID. I think it was a good way to keep people current, to keep us united as one organization, and to be able to speak to the ever-changing environment that happened all through that time. At the beginning of this year, I moved to monthly messages, and at this point, we're ready to transition beyond that. You'll continue to hear from me quarterly through Good Day SA, providing annual updates, as well as a variety of ways that you see me show up in your email and sometimes through video. Lastly, I'd like to share a recent nomination that came in from Kim for an SA Value Award, and I thought it was just such a great one to share. She wanted to nominate Service Alternatives for the Value Award of Employee Satisfaction. And what she spoke to is her coworkers that she interacts with daily, as well as leadership, really contributing to the environment at SA. She wanted to recognize SA as a whole. And I wanted to share that here because I just so appreciate the connection that Kim made to what each of us does every day to show up with kindness, respect, to do our best, to treat our coworkers the best way we know how. And when we do that, when each of us does that every single day, we're carrying out our values here at SA. We're working toward our vision and we're working toward our mission. So thank you, Kim, for nominating Service Alternatives for the Value Award of Employee Satisfaction. And thanks to each of you who made it possible for Kim to want to do that. Have a good day, SA. Bye-bye.